Hi everybody, this is Brian Koo with another ROK video. Over the weekend, the Kingdom of 2268 surrendered to the affiliated forces of Camps Greenwood, Water, and Daybreak in our very long and hard-fought Sword of Stratagems KvK. A few hours before that official surrender took place, we did cut off some of 2268's territory right in the middle of the map where the ziggurat is located. That disconnection did surprise a few players, and we did get a couple of zeros of relatively small, relatively casual players who were quickly swarmed down as, the horde of allies that were in this area were not too intimidated by a 58 million power player with a Xeno on the wall. They just swarmed Heat Alexa here straight down, and I think Tex 3 is also going to be zeroed in short order. But as I scroll around, I'm looking for other targets, and War Daddy SP was here, and that just felt like a trap. SP's a very active player, and so I don't think anyone took the bait on War Daddy SP's city. But there was a much juicier target there at the top. Boogeyman. Boogeyman at 104 million power when all of this began was off territory and seemed like a real zero target. Our alliance was elsewhere on the map. We were actually in the middle of placing an arrow tower that was going to eliminate the remaining wind camp resistance as we assaulted them across the map. But we did have a player in our alliance run a very low power player run a Nevsky Justinian rally on Boogeyman City here. We didn't like the trade at all. We were on voice watching this. We didn't like the trade at all. I'm not sure if he canceled or if we kicked him from the alliance, but it was one of the two. With this Boogeyman Zero, I want to just go through it chronologically so that you can see what it takes to take down a Gorgo Heraclius garrison with 5.5 million tier 5 troops in it. Because this is not an easy thing to do, and it does involve softening up the target before you get to the real juicy hits. Now in this instance, I was not able to film the first few rallies on this city. These were rallies that Kingdom 1824 did. Their leader, Scotty, did these rallies. The first one here is an Attila Nevsky, and I'm just going through the stats of the two sides in case you're curious what the stats of this garrison are. And, that was the very first rally. The hospital had not yet filled up. Here's the second rally. This time Scotty went with an Attila Takeda, which is, a classic city rallying combo, and still a very good city rally because it just does the damage slowly, and it really can do a lot of damage. Here's the third. Now the target Boogeyman is getting a little bit softened up, right? But in this case, with the Tariq Henry, what happened is that one of Boogeyman's teammates, Fluffy Pony, actually swarmed down this rally, and so we were actually only able to do about 225,000 deads on this Tariq Henry rally. Later on, we're going to see Scotty run another Tariq Henry. That one didn't get swarmed, and it ends up doing quite a bit more damage. Actually, it looks like Peacemaker got in on the swarm here as well, so they were trying to protect Boogeyman here. Here's the fourth rally from Water Camp, another Tariq Henry rally. No swarm this time. I'm not sure why the swarmers stopped. There's a little bit of I would say this zeroing is a little bit questionable. We're not, it's hard to say whether this player was actually offline or whether they wanted to take, or whether they wanted to get zeroed. You'll see, you'll get a sense of why I'm a little suspicious as this goes on. But nevertheless, these are really big zeros. When you're winning Kingsland, you do surprise people by disconnecting territory when they least expect it, and you get these juicy targets from time to time where everybody, all the different camps, we can all gather around. It's like a nice bonfire to hang out at, and In this case, we thought we had, just the absolute perfect gift after a long Kingsland war, because Boogeyman does have several billion of each resource. Here's the fourth report that we just looked at. 650k deads for Boogeyman on this one. They really are starting to get opened up. Their nose is bloodied at this point. And at this point, the rally started to come in fast and furious. Here's a rally from Daybreak, Nevsky Justinian, another 600k dead for Boogeyman here. Really good reinforcements on this Daybreak rally. When you're able to reinforce this many people, you know that the enemy is not resisting this, right? There's no more swarming. We've got the field. We have this city surrounded, and we're just watching the numbers rack up. Boogeyman started at 104 million power when this whole thing started, and he is going to lose every single troop he has. So now, Greenwood camp, my camp, we finally got in on the action here with YOLO's Attila Takeda rally. Like I said, we were elsewhere on the map, but YOLO teleported over here, and some of our farms ported over and got in this rally. My little coup, my farm is in this rally, so we got a little bit of the we got a piece of the action here, but it was certainly Water Camp and Daybreak that got the majority of the bounty. The really nice thing about city rallies and getting a city zeroing is the kill points are just like really sweet. You do take some deads with these rallies, but you get really, really good kill points from them. And there are a lot of people in KvKs who they live for this stuff, right? Their KP might not be great, kill points might not be great during the actual fighting, but once the war is over and you get some of these zeros, you'll see some players just become super, super active and jump in every rally, and they just know that it's a great way to build up your kill points. And, it's obviously super fun as well to see this kind of devastation on one of your longtime enemies. Double rally here, actually. We got two rallies together. If we were being super efficient and trying to get this done as quickly as possible, YOLO might have canceled so that the health bar resets and that second rally could have done a full amount of damage. But, we wanted to get the points. We wanted to get more of the kills. Here's one more Attila Takeda rally. At this point, we've now seen each of the three coalitions use an Attila rally to take down Boogeyman City. It was tough going at the start, and we're very appreciative of Water Camp for taking those tough trades on the beginning of this thing. But at this point, Boogeyman is very vulnerable, and people want to swarm this thing. Like, they really want to swarm it. You see the power. Here's YOLO's rally, another 430,000 dead for Boogeyman, and about a 2-to-1 trade for us on kill points. You see these cities that are like 70 million power, and based on experience, you think, oh, it's 70 million power, we can all start to swarm it. If we do it together, it'll be great. But, this was a Gorgo Hera garrison with very good equipment on. And so you really just can't swarm. You want to swarm, but you just have to wait. You have to wait for these rallies to come through. And this was pretty much the death blow right here. An Asher Henry rally from Daybreak is going to really start to do a lot of damage. And then right after that rally finishes, here comes King Bunny with another Asher Henry. And this is going to be the last rally of Boogeyman's life in this particular Lost Kingdom. The emojis started flying. The swarming began in earnest. That rally lasted 10 seconds. The rally took this city's health bar down to 0 within 10 seconds, and the swarmers were going to take care of the rest. Just a couple hundred thousand troops left in Boogeyman City at this point, down to 60 million power from a start of 104 million. They actually started the KvK at 150 million. So when this war began, they had 150 million power. When it was over, they had 60 million power left and only about 700,000 troops. This is what happens in War and Rise of Kingdoms. It is serious business. A lot of money is involved. And then at the very end, before we can get his resources, Boogeyman teleports away, saves all the resources, loses all of their troops, but saves the resources. Very interesting timing there at the end. it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder if maybe they were taking those rallies in order to get some kill points and reduce their troops, so maybe it would be cheaper for them to migrate to another kingdom. It doesn't really seem worth it to me. Financially, that trade doesn't make sense, but there might have been some funny business going on with that rally. This by the way was where my city was during this entire zeroing. My city was just sitting here off territory. I could have been swarmed or rallied at any moment. I didn't even realize I was off territory. I was off territory for several hours during this whole second night of KvK. And it just goes to show you, anybody can get caught slipping. And for me, I had no idea I was off territory. Another one of our players, Algebra, said he fell asleep on this night off territory. But, luckily our opponents were a bit demoralized at the time. They didn't notice these mistakes that we were making. And so in this case, myself, I live to fight another day. Can't say the same for Boogeyman. Throw a like on the video if you enjoyed this. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you all on the flip side.